and followed in his father's footsteps by enrolling in Zurich University, although he intended to become a psychiatrist. By this time, Albert's fame had been solidly established. In one telling bit of self-analysis, Eduard Einstein wrote, "It's at times difficult to have such an important father because one feels so unimportant." The aspiring psychiatrist followed his father's path once again when he fell in love with an older woman at the university, a relationship that also ended disastrously. It appears to be around this time that Edward's mental health took a severe turn for the worse. He was sent into a downward spiral that culminated in a suicide attempt in 1930. Diagnosed with schizophrenia, it has been speculated that the harsh treatments of the era worsened rather than eased his condition, eventually to the point where it impacted his speech and cognitive abilities. Albert, for his part, believed his son's condition was hereditary, passed down from his mother's side, although this scientific observation did little to assuage his grief and guilt. His second wife, Elsa, remarked that this sorrow was eating up Albert. The physicist soon faced more than issues surrounding Edward. By the early 1930s, the Nazi Party had risen in Europe, and after Hitler took power in 1933, Einstein could not return to the Prussian Academy of Sciences in Berlin, where he had been working since 1914. Einstein may have been one of the world's most famous scientists, but he was also Jewish, a fact that his countrymen could not accept and forced him to flee to the United States in 1933. Although Albert had hoped his younger son would be able to join him in America along with his older brother, Eduard Einstein's continually deteriorating mental condition prevented him from also being able to seek refuge in the United States. Before he emigrated, Albert went to visit his son at the asylum where he was being cared for one last time. Although Albert would keep up correspondence and would continue to send money for his son's care, the two would not meet again. As Edward spent the remainder of his life in an asylum in Switzerland, he was buried in Hungerberg Cemetery in Zurich, when he died of a stroke at age 55 in October 1965. He had spent over 3 decades of his life in the psychiatric clinic of Burghölzli at the University of Zurich.